you have the Varus, right? You have ranges are quite hard. The Azir can be pretty problematic to deal with. Bro really need to close the distance with that composition, and they definitely have tools to do so, but I think both compositions interact in different ways, and it really comes down to the execution.
Is getting so much value out of this Ignite, keeping it on cooldown. You love to see it. Sklows are not going to be worried about being put in the kennel.
And it just feels like constantly Bro had the pressure in this matchup.
Well, the flash forward from Quantum, the cleanse flash to get Hype out of there, and Polo is just chasing Berserker down. First blood, and Polo is taking matters into his own hands, picks up a double on the Nautilus. Oh man, and we have been critical of Polo. Not today.
Gold isn't useless, but it's on the support.
You can also transfer that gold better in the early game, like you're saying, but it will take Polo having to get out there, make stuff happen. Great interrupt there from Morgan onto Dudu, but Dudu not really too worried about it. He's so not going to be diving on in with any blast cones or anything like that. Croco just going to let this dragon go. Not too worried about a singular ocean this time around, as nice stun out from Morgan. Does get knocked up by the Q. There is the Soul Furnace as well, doing a lot of work, as Morgan gets hit by another Q there as well. So the Scion doing a pretty good job here in this top lane. And now let's see what Hype can do. Quantum with the Magnet Storms, pretty good, but another cleanse does come out. There's the double knockup, but Pyoshik is going to come in, and Polo, I don't think he's going to make anything happen here. He is just going to be taken down. There's a kill on the board for DNF.
He will shred basically anyone.
Oh, you've got Pyoshik and Bulldog just beating down this turret. That is just gone. Really nicely played. The Nature's Grasp is going to come through for the attempted punish. There's the Sun Disc going to be put up as Emperor's Divide comes down. Bulldog still not out of the woods just yet, as the depth charge is going to lock him up. And they've taken one kill. Croco looking a bit worse for wear though, as Morgan sidesteps the Q. And there's a nice double knock off. The ulti to follow there from Closer. Looking fantastic on the Yone this time as he flashes towards Dudu. He does get knocked up, but he's still pretty tanky on this Scion. Another Q going to connect, but the Soul Furnace is going to be back as Pyoshik going to be flashing away. Hype flashes forward to get the kill on to the Trundle. The Arc of Ruin there does a fair bit of work towards Berserker, but he is safe under the turret. A big win for the Bros as they lock down the feats of warfare and grab so many extra kills.
Huge overcommit there from DNF onto the tower.
Has to really deal with a Slurkle as a result. And now Dudu making his way in. DNF committing to this fight, but Dudu off to the side, does charge the Q, but doesn't get the knock-up onto Closer. Is now Hype doing so much work as Quantum down to 50%. Morgan dives in and will be able to stun up the Rel. Hook connects onto Pyoshik. Emperor's Divide is decent as Morgan will be going down, but it's a double for Closer on the back end of the fight, and Hype is still there, laying down the damage. Closer looking for even more, but I think he'll have to go back to that soul pretty soon. And Dudu will survive, but still a massive win for the Bros once again.
Such good team fighting there from the Bros. They split off DNF. They did just great execution, and Closer finding a fantastic angle. This is definitely the redemption he needed for that on that Yone.
Exactly right. That three-man ulti just magnificent out of this guy, and I think it's a really good day. This one isn't, you know, worth losing the game over. So
there'll be other dragons to lose the game over. Don't you worry.
Exactly. As Berserker going to get slurkled, but otherwise not too worried. And that is just the Drake going down.
And Lamb poke. But I feel like with Bro having control, DNF are going to have to push in constantly, and it exposes you to flanks, it exposes you to walking into saplings, things like that. And it's just not a really comfortable position to be in. You can see Bro already setting up on this top side of the map.
And that's 2 items on Croco as well, and he did not stop building damage.
Yeah.
As Morgan also, he's hit too, as the Spirit Surgeon does come in. Hook going to go wide here from Polo. Kind of crazy that the hitbox didn't quite work out there, as somehow it's a double snare from the Nature's Grasp. Polo going to have to flash away because that one is not really what he wanted. Hype able to dash out of the Scion ulti.
When you're really thinking about it, especially into a Trundle, and that's a bit of a window for DNF. If they find like a Varusol onto one of them, a pick like that can really make such a big difference.
Yep, sometimes you just want to hit something, and that's precisely what he's going to do. And now DNF 5 strong here in the mid lane as Polo looking for a bit of a hook angle, finds a minion. That's not exactly what he wants as the Nature's Grasp comes down. Bulldog just out of position as Morgan is chasing after him, doesn't find the dice as there is the hook combo out from Polu onto Pioshik as the exhaust does come through. Dudu, the first one to fall, and the front line is now missing for DNF. The Bros, I think they got what they wanted as they now look to push out the mid lane.
So really nice flank from him there. Now, Bro have control over the area. DNF are TP and Dudu in to try and contest.
Yep, Quantum looking for a bit of an angle here. As you can see, it's slightly split for the Bros. Once again, a flank angle for Morgan, but it is going to get watched out for as there's the exhaust onto Closer. Not really a full commit here as Dudu just taking a lot of free damage for the moment. Another double knockup from the Q, and the instant ulti from Closer just says good night. The interrupt! This guy's Yone today is just something else as Hype is looking to keep them at bay. That is soul point for the Bros. I didn't even think he needed to do that. It was already good enough.
And yet he did, you know, just rubbing it in, establishing that he's on form right now today. They'll get the Dragon, they'll get the Baron, they'll get the Atakan. And it's looking like they're going to get the game one as well. Yeah, 7-0-2 right now on the Yone.
I said it wrong before because I was like, oh, it should be Atakan into Baron into game over. But no, it was Dragon into Baron into Atakan and then game over. As now it is a 7.5k gold lead. And let's have a look at it from Closer's perspective yet again. The double knock up, the ulti, instant just death of the front line. And then, like, this did not need to happen, but it was so beautifully done.
Closing the side lane. You can see DNF moving.
Yeah.
Hard to pin down a Yone, though.
We're going to try and catch him as the ulti gets Closer out of there. That has been deadly in these fights, though, so a big cooldown to now be used up. Still, the Bros get a lot out of it. They take down this mid outer turret finally, as the Blast Cone is going to evacuate Quantum and Pioshik. I think this was a poor financial decision.
But it did look cool.
It certainly did. As this inner turret will stay alive for the moment. Berserker and Bulldog going to be able to save that. But Morgan up there by himself, taking the inner turret in the top lane this whole time. Hype getting to work on this one. They've got so much damage when they do decide to go in here. They don't want Pioshik with any chance of making this happen, and he doesn't. They just burst it down. The ulti from Closer, but it's mitigated by that Zhonya's. But that arcane smash was so good. Arcaroon comes down as well. Now it's Hype's time to shine. Gets on top, but actually Berserker shuts down the Yunara just for a couple of seconds before Closer says, no, this is the decade of Closer, and I am sorry, but you are not winning this team fight. Yeah, Pioshik not going to be getting out of this one either.
Keep running, bro.
Yeah,
don't stop. Don't stop.
It is some defecting time here for the Trundle, who decides to sit in
You're not going to be able to make it. No, just keep running.
Well, he might actually...
No.
He's not going to. But still, I mean, he hasn't been touched by the Maokai yet. So that is going to be an execute. And down goes Pioshik.
Strong.
He is quite a big boy. They also have Infernal Soul, as you mentioned before. That was going to be problematic, and that is going to continue to be so. As the Baron has spawned and now it's dead. 0-0-12 Maokai. As Closer not too worried about Sion and Pioshik.
The reason I don't think the saplings will matter much is because you have to leave your base to walk in brushes. And I don't think that's happening.
Dudu, I don't think he's getting out of this one either. The Unstoppable Onslaught is feeling a bit stoppable here. Is the ulti going to collect two of them? Immediate snapback there from Closer, though, who did not want to use up that GA just yet. And the Sion does go down. Nothing Dudu can really do here, unfortunately, even though he is Dudu. My goodness, Hype doing so much work, but Berserker's actually, really starting to hurt.
Hey,
now's the time, DNF. Make it happen, as the nature is grasping, and I'm grasping at straws as far as trying to explain that there is a way out here for DNF. It's looking real rough as down this one goes. There's the flash hook out Apollo as well, as Pioshik nowhere to go, and he will just be wiped out. Hype doing so much damage in this fight. This Lurk will connect, and the answer is immediate there from Closer. And look at these autos from Hype. He is untouched. Empress Divide, though, will be able to find him down to the GA. Is this Yunara? But that is a zombie Sion that's just going to get wiped out. The knock-up onto Berserker as well, as he is relegated to the fountain. No comeback this time, as the Bros put DNF down here in game one.
I think you're fine with having the Wukong Annie. Honestly, I think Wukong Annie higher prior right now in the LCK.
Yep.
The bot lane matchup, Lucian Braum into Corki. Alistair's good early matchup, so...
And I think this mid lane is going to be a pretty important place as Pioshik making his way in already at level 3. The flash out from Closer, but the follow is going to be there. The flash forward, and there is the first blood going over to Bulldog. Right as I was saying that this was going to be a point of power for the bros, Pyosik comes in and says, no, it's not.
And Annie is moving down, so Morgan's not getting the protection. He's on his own.
Yep, he's going to have to try and be a Gwen is immune type situation here, but it is getting real rough. There is the concussive blows, and Life comfortably tanks up that turret. A beautiful dive, and they'll be rewarded with plates as well. Wise be absolutely fine, and the answers here for the bros just aren't.
Oh no, oh no.
Why Morgan, why are we doing this? The exhaust does come on through, but he's just dead again. Yeah, I don't know. There's a nice little headbutt, and they will be able to answer. No, never mind. Dudu is just going to keep himself alive, and he holds the wave away from the turret at the same time. Oh dear. This has not gone very well for the bros.
Oh, the slow!
Hype is just going to pick it up with a fast bomb. I actually thought that maybe it was just going to be all over, but that is going to be a plate going over to at least Closer in that mid lane. But Pyosik will be taking down this dragon, rotating over.
I don't think he can contest this, you know. Dudu still has TP.
Yep.
Morgan doesn't. Morgan has no way to stop Dudu's TP as well.
Hype and Polo are holding the wave as well, so there is no way.
And there's just no way to contest this. So, I mean, it's a right call from Bro, but it kind of shows how this game has quickly gone in a pretty uncomfortable position. Dudu, even the calls made, it's like, guys, they're not contesting us on the top side. Oh.
Yeah, ulti going to connect there onto Hype as Polo just going to play defense. Wave. Pretty cute. Let's see whether they can actually make this dive work. Of course, there is no ulti for Dudu. Double teleports coming in as Closer is down here as well. They're going to see whether they can take out Dudu before that teleport completes, and they will be able to do so as Closer goes between the worlds, but it's a double teleport. The double pole is also fantastic, but under the turret they go as there's the snip from Morgan to lock down another kill. The Aurora will be going down, but it's a trade up for the bros. At least they can hold on to that, as the bros are going to be starting off this second dragon of the game. Feats of Warfare were completed very early here for DNF, but Feats of Strength haven't quite been confirmed just yet. Just one objective or turret, and they will be able to lock that one down. As Pyosik is in position, there is Earth, Wind, and Fire confirmed. That's fantastic. Polo going to be moving over as Morgan with the needlework, looking to try and take down some Tibbers. As Polo is in a bit of trouble. He does have the Unbreakable Will, but it's not going to last forever, and it's only level 1. There's the Cyclone, and the immediate double kill does come in. Closer, can he make it happen? The answer is no, because he's exhausted, and that's just 3 on the floor for the bros. DNF pull it right back. Around certainly a few more stakes in it, as DNF weren't actually defeated as OK. There's the Vault Breaker flash. As Bulldog just going to be executed. They'll take Tibbers as well.
You know, Pyosik and Life were in the vicinity, but when it's that quick, there's just not a ton you can do.
Yep. As Croco now looking to do it again. Doesn't have Cease and Desist available, as there is a control ward here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Bro just going to set up the teleport and Equalizer just to deal with the wave. Dudu knows that he's dead. Not even going to use the flash or anything like that. Morgan comes down. Pyosik going to be answering this with Feats of Strength actually going to be completed earlier with that turret falling down in the mid lane. It's a big investment from the bros.
This is not a good trade for the bros right now. You're losing 2 towers. You're losing the Herald. This is not working out too favorably. And the fact that Dudu gets the ult the wave as well. I mean, look how healthy that tower is. You know, Morgan's not getting
they didn't do damage
value.
Well, Morgan is now going to be able to take the turret,
yeah,
so there's at least that.
I guess holding the TP as well is the main. Dudu could have TP'd there to defend the tower, but they opt not to use it. Even though it wasn't a lane matchup, Closer's now laning into Dudu, and Dudu is not having a fun time.
Oh, Rift Herald. They're going to get the entire outer ring of turrets very comfortably here. DNF keeping up the tempo nicely.
Yeah, definitely feels like this is the point where they've had leads, and this is more what we expected. Game 1 felt like a bit of an outlier because...
All right, Closer looking for Dudu here. As all right, there's a vibe. Cease and Desist comes on through, and Croco tanks up the turret for about a year, and is very happy to do so.
People on the side is working out pretty favorably overall. Dudu didn't even get a chance to ultimate there to clear out the wave. And sure, it gives over the dragon, but it's a long way away from Soul right now for DNF. So I think Bro making some good moves there. Again, keeping the gold lead close. I mean, compared to Game 1, where it's that constant flow upwards, this is going to be a very jerky gold grab.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like, as far as triaging the disadvantage that they did have in this game,
really starved. So like, if we compare...
Yeah, it doesn't have a massive amount of money, but has way more than Dudu, as he's dead again. The exhaust goes down. Morgan able to dash away from that last turret. Oh, Bulldog comes in and just says goodbye. And down goes the Gwen. Another stun is going to connect here onto Croco as well, as the Bolt Breaker is blocked gorgeously here by Bulldog. As Croco not even going to be allowed to flash away. Pioshik says goodnight, and that's a 1 for 2. Dudu pretty happy. As Polo not too worried about getting stunned up by an Annie or anything like that. Pioshik looking for an angle towards Croco here, as Closer could also be in trouble. Tries to go between the worlds, but he's just stunned up. And that is a dead Aurora before she can do anything at all. Does do a bit of AoE damage, I guess, but here it's Otacon time for DNF. And the Bros, do they have an answer? That's the question. Hype off to the side, kind of awkward position here for this Corki as he's looking to chase down Bulldog. Does do a lot of damage, but there is the response. And he was just alone. The rest of the team had already backed away.
Yeah, that felt very desperate. And Berserker, so strong, so quick, just to dash over and basically two-tap him.
Yeah.
It's like, what is he doing? Let's just kill him. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Let's just kill the Otacon now. And then it was just such a weird situation. The thing is as well, he could have just backed away.
It is now just in DNF's favor as Closer can go between the worlds here. And does just put himself in a very uncomfortable spot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say unforced error on that one, as Dudu wants to get the kill. Pioshik is going to deny it.
There was definitely a way in which he could completely escape that situation.
Would be an opportunity, as Tibbers is going to give away the position. It's a pretty optimistic Baron start, as the calling comes through. That's a massive pulverize, as Hype trying to keep himself alive. He's not going to be successful, but it is Berserker going down as well, and unfortunately, these wallets be heavy. And DNF, they just lose Berserker. Croco wasn't even interested.
Yeah, I mean, you see so much effort is put into taking down the Lucian. They finally get him. That Corki's already dead. The rest of the team just getting demolished. So many people left alive on DNF. Croco's looking, but against an Annie, I'm not sure you're going to be able to find an angle to get close to that Baron. DNF healthy enough to slowly take this one, and yeah, Bulldog is playing bouncer, so it's going to be Baron secured here.
Yep, very nicely done. Locked up here by DNF.
Hold ahead with Baron in pocket. Oh, and a pretty... Oh, no, Croco.
Yeah, there's a bear, and he's dead. Bulldog going to be able to lock that one down.
That was pretty quick. A lot of...
Yeah, you mentioned the 2-item spike. How about the 3-item spike?
Yeah, a lot of problems, not many solutions. Even the Rumble feels a little intimidating. This support Rumble's coming online.
He certainly is. He's only 720 gold behind. The inhibitor turret not going to be answered.
The Braum with Lock of Redemption, you know, he's putting up some numbers.
Yeah, Life actually doing it once again. Gets subbed in, looks real good. I mean, the bottom lane, honestly, went a whole lot better. You can imagine the matchup feels a whole lot better just in general, but I think the way they played it, also an improvement here as Closer ults behind him. This Aurora has not been the thing. DNF just going to be clearing out the last remaining inner turret here. As the Bros, I don't know how you really even throw the Hail Mary. That's the roughest part of this.
I think you just send it, start a fight.
They're going to look for it. Between Worlds available again here for Closer, but the inhibitor is just going to be dead, and Berserker just culls Closer. And he is out of here.
Yeah, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we're going to have to go for some sort of something, but Polu's just dead. And the Bros, they're like, no, this is not the time.
Probably at some point before your Nexus dies. Generally is a good time to fight. Any time before your Nexus dies.
That would be a good option. Let's see whether they can make that one happen as Morgan goes golden. First Nexus turret is looking to go down though, as Between Worlds is actually employed. Bulldog down pretty low, but unfortunately it's not low enough as the Bros just gonna get incinerated by this support Rumble. He picks up a double kill. Redemption for Dudu as the Nexus goes down, and DNF will bring us to a game 3 this time. No, I don't think so. Having a look over it right now just briefly. I mean, no, his E cooldown was actually lowered by a decent margin.
Wait, on this
4
patch?
seconds. Yeah.
Oh.
As it turns out, we don't bring up the graphic.
He was hitting
Closer,
those.
get the cannon. You're making me anxious. Oh, he did.
He was hitting those cues before the graphic came up, is all I'm going to say.
Exactly.
You know, self-fulfilling prophecy and all that.
Yeah. One of those things. At least it's another one in the Curses of Real column, which is what we are always really banking on. As Hype, Void Seeker is going to come on through there. Nice snare going to connect at the same time, but the answering Q Deadly Flourish is good. All right, bros. We're in a little bit of trouble as Pyosik already cantering in there, does get the pushback onto Hype, who goes down exceedingly low as Polo trying to keep Bulldog in position, but the turtle port from Closer just takes a billion years. And as it was, yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
So we put it first this time. As Croco going to be able to take one of these grubs. There is Pyosik going in, but the gravity field was pretty good. Immediate use of the Impale onto Pyosik, but the answering damage is going to be there from DNF as Hype not really doing too much. Does have a fourth bullet, doesn't really do much with it. And then crash into the wall there, but unfortunately is going to die midair as the disengage cone tries to come in. And DNF off to a great start. Feats of Warfare coming on through.
And you know what, Pyosik? He's just kind of vibing. He just rides in, tanks everything with his W, soaks up a load of damage.
With a victory over the DN Freecs in this series right here.
Oh, then no, there'd still be a series down.
Still a series down? Okay. But so they're really far away if they lose this series.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like, but if they win it, you know, they would be 3 series ahead of DRX when there's really just not that many series left. So, but a win for DNF here, DRX fans would very much appreciate.
Yep, and it's once again Berserker with the big lead.
Yeah.
So comes on over to help out, taking this first Hextech Dragon. Chemtech going to be the next one. Execution up and available for Morgan if he'd like to press that button. Let's see whether he does go for it here. Looks like it's not going to be the thing. As dash around for Dudu once again, able to get a fair bit of damage with the last few moments of the all-out.
Yeah, you can see Judy stepped up to get the plate, and then Morgan was trying to find an angle.
Oh dear, the Rune Prison does come on through, and actually Pyosik able to avoid Croco Pop Blossom, and down goes the victor. Life is actually just the savior of DNF today. They need their lord to save them. Right now, he does have level 11, so has an extra point in that ulti, as he is putting that Essence Reaver to work.
It does help a lot because you get the armor pen from the points in your ultimate, so especially into a tank matchup, it does make a big difference, even if you're not necessarily using the ult in the 1v1.
All right, now you've got Feats of Strength on the line here for DNF if they do manage to take this Rift Herald. Now, it looks like it's not going to be contested as Polo is moving in. Hype finds Berserker, or does Berserker find Hype? As that is so much damage. Croco just moving in. It is going to be a smite fight, and it's won here by the Scorpion, who just walks over, picks up the eye. I don't think he's making it out, but at least manages to steal away the objectives. There's at least that. As Deadly Flourish here from Hype is going to be able to continue clearing out the wave. Highway robbery.
I think all things considered, Bro will take that. You know, they get the objective, they secure it. Yes, Croco goes down, but a bit of a crazy one that he's able to slide in and steal that away.
Also got, like, he's got 36 Heartsteel stacks as well, so there you go. Hype, I mean, he is dead if Polo isn't there, so thankfully Polo is there.
Yeah. This Jhin is not feeling too intimidating right now.
No, it's not quite the Jhin we saw yesterday, which was doing a lot of damage. This one, not so much. DNF just looking to grab the Feats of Strength. There it is. Dragon does go down. They'll also look for the first turret, as the Bros are at least able to move on in here. Another Cloud Soul, 2 in a row. You'd love to see it. And that is going to be the wave cleared out here by Closer.
Oh, Cloud Soul with Hecarim?
Oh dear, Bulldog could be in a little bit of trouble as Croco pushes him over. Life is in trouble, but he finds the Pop Blossom angle only onto one, but it's the most important one. The flashback does come on through, and Berserker turns up in the nick of time. Croco looks for the angle there as Pyosik kills the turret before it gets to take him down, and DNF, they can do no wrong in this game.
Beautiful answer back there, and that play, that's a difference between having the rocket belt and not. Life able to catch Closer, and the follow-up, the cleanup is there.
However, this is looking similar to their last series.
All I'm going to say is maybe some of the teams are pretty lucky that DNF can't qualify for Worlds anymore.
Exactly. All of the other regions are like, oh, thank goodness. We don't have to deal with this.
Maybe our region too, you know.
Well, I mean, that's true, but everyone looking on is like, wow, we dodged this bullet.
Yeah.
Could have been coming our way. Well, Realm Warp going to come on through there as the Void Seeker is going to connect. Bulldog just going to be turning up by himself, but that will guarantee this outer turret. That's what DNF needs to do. Take incremental advantages, use the power that they have. Aggression, though. And with a clean closeout of this game, as well as the second one, could really show some growth as Pyosik just dives onto Arakan.
Okay, a little bit concerning, because if they get the Arakan here, they have a huge gold lead.
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot of anyone being able to see anything at all.
There's a good chance we don't get... The game might end before the Cloud Soul. And I personally, I don't know about you. It was a zoning repelled.
Ah, I like it.
Yeah.
Because it let Bro get in position for this Drake.
No.
Ah.
If you look, Crocco's actually clearing his camp, so it zoned DNF away.
Look at this.
Oh, the Realm Warp.
Huge tempo play.
Oh.
And there are no Bros to speak of. There is 2 teleports available, but they are just going to lose this inner turret.
They didn't want that tier 2 tower anyway.
No, tier 2 turrets aren't necessary. As Close is like, well, thanks for the huge stacked wave, guys.
So scary. It's very spooky.
I want to see Morgan involved. That's what I want to see. He's even, kinda. Still ahead a bit. All right. This is going to get spotted immediately. And they have this cheeky little ward that Bulldog is standing on, but this Baron is still going down. There's the flash forward, the Impale, just to try and pick up Bulldog, but he flashes away. The Pop Blossom picks up 2, but they've taken down the Rise already. Morgan still looking for a bit of an angle here as Pyosik looking to run his way out. Dudu going to get taken for a walk here as he is snared up. There's a nice double knockback, and the Dusante is popping off. He takes down the Victor, and now he's looking for more. Morgan's ult just goes nowhere, but he's still able to do the damage. Never mind. It's Berserker that locks him down in the end, and Polu is the product of a potential quadra kill, but it doesn't actually come through as Pyosik locks that one up for the ace, and DN Freecs not going to be routed this time.
The cleanup comes through. The Baron bait successful. We denied the Cloud Soul Hecarim, but I don't think DNF care. The 3rd series win gonna come through. I think
this, yeah? Go back. The Drake's up. The Drake's up, guys. It's time for super fast Hecarim. We need it. Never mind. We're not going to get it. The Nexus turrets are going to go down. There are 6 seconds on Crocco and Closer, but they are just going to be spectators as this Nexus goes down, and the DN Freecs pick up another one.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.